Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Market Forecast, a weekly benefit brought to you by Options University. This is Butch Shorak. It's Monday, March 24th, 2014. Access to this video is for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing contained in this video, website, or promotional material constitutes a promotional recommendation, solicitation, or offer of any particular investment, security, or transaction. Options University provides educational services that are meant to teach you the risks and rewards of trading stocks and options. We're not a service that tells you what to trade. We're not implying or guaranteeing any profit, and always do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Let's take a look and see what kind of economic announcements are coming in the next week, as we see that we've made it through quadruple witching. We've made it through the latest Fed meeting, and let's see what's coming the week of Monday, March 24th, as we see very little happening on Monday except for PMI coming out at 945. Looking at Tuesday, we've got a few, but none of them which will probably move the market all that much. We got housing price index at 9, Case Shiller at 10, 9, new home sales at 10, consumers confidence at 10, and Richard Fed manufacturing taking place at 10. And then as we look at Wednesday, we see we have durable goods coming out, which may be of some interest in the market at 8:30. And then as we look at Thursday, we got a day that we've got some information coming to us. GDP is coming out. We got jobless claims, which comes out weekly, coming out at 8:30, and pending home sales coming out at 10 o'clock. And then finally on Friday, we have personal income and consumer sentiment coming out at 9:55 to give us an idea on how the consumer is spending money. Looking at the last week, let's see what our overall trend was. As we see that the trend continues on an upward basis, the 30 above the 50 moving day average, above the 200, which gives us our bullish scenario, albeit very difficult for us to be moving to great new highs. We did hit a new high on Friday. As a matter of fact, let's look at a little closer magnification of this. And as we do, we see that on Friday we did reach a new high, but it did not hold above that high, as we're showing some resistance here. Look for us to potentially have a bit more time here at this level in this narrow range, seeing if we can move higher, as we still are in the best 6 months of the year, which take place in the overall market. Looking at the Dow, what did we see this last week? By the way, there's the last 5 days of the week right there, and you see that we had a nice move up for the week. And but we did reach new highs, but we're not able to hold them. We'll see what happens in this coming week. Looking at the Dow, we see that we have very similar move. Did not reach that previous high that we've had before, but we did get a crossover between the 30 and the 50, with the 30 above the 50. So showing us decent strength coming out of the Dow Jones Industrials. Now let's take a look at the NASDAQ, see what the NASDAQ's going to do, as we see the NASDAQ throwing some new moves on us. Certainly didn't get a new high from it. Also, we're finding resistance at these levels, having a difficult time moving higher. As one would expect, the economy is not exactly on fire, and we had quite a move last year, so really basically consolidated all those moves. No new high out of the NASDAQ. Big pullback on Friday, sitting on that 30-day moving average. And finally, the Russell 2000. Let's take a look at the Russell 2000, and we see that the Russell also did not give us a new high, and having difficulty breaking on up through these higher levels. The 30 is above the 50, which is above the 200, as all indexes are showing us quite an upward move. With the market showing us that kind of stability, what would we expect the VIX to do? Well, let's take a look at the fear index, and we see that we're sitting at about 15, higher than that 12 we used to sit at consistently as we went through last year, but still not showing us any great new highs. A lot of congestion around that 14, 15 area, as we see the a little more fear in the market than we had all through last year. Let's take a look at some of our other indexes. Looking at our ETF, our bond index, the TLT, we see that we've got some resistance at about 109, and we're having difficulty moving up through that, but we're certainly in a nice sideways consolidation and have been moving between that level of 109 and this level down here of 106, showing stability in the bond market. Now let's take a look at our next, looking at that safe haven gold. Had a little pop up in that previous week, already sitting back at that 30-day moving average, as gold, if we have a little fear in the market, should show us some kind of move higher. What kind of volume did we have last week as we got new highs out of the spider? Well, we did have some decent volume, but notice for the day we ended up with a red candlestick, and we didn't end up anywhere near the highs, telling us that having difficulty moving up. Look for consolidation level before this for some time, and we'll see whether we get any great move up at this point. Having difficult moving higher, as they're not showing us a great deal. Looking at our ETF for our financials, the XLF, we see that it went back up, got new highs, and held there as we looked at Friday. Certainly the financials showing us good relative strength to the overall market. And finally, that's oil, just consolidating down at some of the more recent lows. Very tight trading range, as we're not seeing a whole lot happening in oil. Looking at USO, our ETF for oil. And that, folks, basically tells us what happened in the last week. And for those of you that are gold members, stick around for stocks to watch. And we'll be happy to go through our stocks and see how they did relative to the overall market, as we had a strong week in the market, but certainly not popping up to all great new highs. If you'd like more free videos, go to www.optionsuniversity.com/free gold. And with that thought, thank you very much for being here. This is Market Forecast, brought to you by Options University, and it is Butch Shorek. It's Monday, March 24th, 2014. Again, thank you for being here.